In this problem, car A is moving along with a certain speed. It collides with car B in a perfectly elastic collision. So this means A is moving along here. B is just sitting there. After they collide, perfectly elastic collision, that A and B bounce off of one another. And so now both cars are moving. We want to know what is the speed of A after the collision. So velocity of A2, speed of A after. And so for my students, on your formula sheet for chapter 7, talking about conservation of momentum and kinetic energy. So in this perfectly elastic collision, momentum's conserved for all our collisions. Perfectly elastic means also kinetic energy is conserved. And so this formula right here, this long thing, is a combination of the law of conservation of energy and the law of conservation of momentum. And so this formula is saying the velocity of A after the collision is based on the difference in the two masses, the speed of A before the collision, as well as, the speed of B over here as well. And so using this formula, we want to plug in, solve for what is the velocity of A after this collision. So I'm referring back to this. This is going to be off screen, but this is what I'm using and plugging my numbers into this equation right here. So the speed of A after the collision is the mass of A, 1,200 kilograms, minus the mass of B, 1,100 kilograms. That difference is divided by the total mass, so that's the 1,200 plus the 1,100. All right, that's going to be multiplied times A's original speed of 19 meters per second. Now, to that, we're going to add 2 times the mass of B. So 2 times 1,100 kilograms, again, divided by the total, so 1,200 plus 1,100. Now times the mass of B before the collision. Well, the mass of B before the collision is just 0. And so if we multiply by 0, all of this is going to cancel out. Doesn't even make a difference. So we want to do 1,200 minus 1,100. We're going to divide that by the total, 1,200 plus 1,100. And we're going to multiply that times 19. And so the velocity of A after the collision, we get a positive 0.83 meters per second. So because this comes out to a positive, tells me after the collision, A is still moving in a positive direction.